Hello everybody and welcome to the Avengers Infinity Warfare movie review. I know I just did one, but I'm doing another movie review because I just saw this and I feel like it needs to be a thing that happens. Okay, so first this movie starts off and Thanos' ship and Thor is just getting beat up by Thanos and crew. So yeah, that happens, and he gets put up in metal, and then Loki's been working for Thanos like the whole time, like the attack on New York and for the first Avengers 6 years ago. He was behind that and everything. So then Loki says that he pledges his undying allegiance or whatever to him. And well, also before that, Hulk gets the crap beat out of him by Thanos. Hulk's like unconscious. And nobody's ever beaten up the Hulk like this before. I mean, you could say Abomination and the Incredible Hulk, but they switched Hulk actors to that, so it makes me wonder if that's even really related. Because honestly, they switched Bruce Banner, who he is, and the Hulk looks entirely different. But yeah. Anyway, so then when he said that, he attempts to stab Thanos. Well, the thing is, he was gonna kill Thor, but unless Loki gave him the Tesseract, which Thor said it was destroyed, but it wasn't. So then Thanos got two stones. He got the Mind Stone. Let me believe. I gotta look up the whole thing of the stones, real quick here. I'm not a stone enthusiast, so the Power Stone. Yes, of course. So he had the Power Stone, and then the Tesseract was the Space Stone. So then he had two. But and then he ends up killing Loki because Loki tries to stab him, so he just chokes him to death. And then he says, "No resurrections this time," and he kind of looks into the camera, which is kind of scary. Like, you got this man Thanos who just choked out a dude. He just looked dead into the camera and said, "No resurrections this time." And then Thor's friend sacrifices himself and teleports the Hulk away. Well, I mean, he didn't really sacrifice himself, but you know the dude that had those powers and the orange eyes, I forget what his name was, but he was in the latest Thor movie. Yeah, that guy got stabbed after that. But yeah, so anyway, after that, they went to New York, and, well, that ship was honestly blown up, and Thanos teleported away. But they went to New York, and two of Thanos' lackeys ended up being there, and, well, that wasn't good. Because then Iron Man and Doctor Strange had to fight them. And also, I'm gonna look at that one dude, I forget the name of. I feel like, you're probably like, how can you forget these names? Well, you see here, I'm really good at forgetting names of things, especially names of things that actually matter. So that is the thing you'll find out. Can't remember his name. Wong. Yes, Wong. So yeah, Wong. They were with Wong. And then also, well, not really the Hulk. The Hulk is at a point, well, the Hulk doesn't show up for the rest of the movie. They showed up in the beginning because he's scared of Thanos. He just doesn't want to come back. So, yeah. So Bruce Banner can't do anything. He's just not really involved. So Iron Man has this new armor. He has this chest thing, which he doesn't need. He doesn't need the main chest thing he had anymore. It's just like a thing he puts on his shirt or whatever. So he touches it or whatever, and he gets this armor that just comes on him and it regenerates if it breaks. It's really, really good armor, but it's not strong enough. He needs something stronger. Trust me, he needs something stronger. Okay, it might seem cool and whatnot, but it's not cool enough unless it's going to shoot some explosives that are almost nuclear but not quite. That is exactly what they need. Something almost nuclear but not quite. That's how you'd stop Thanos, honestly. But so yeah, they battle him. I think a third one comes and they kill him. I think the third one is killed in this movie of Thanos' children. Just one out of like the 6 there were, I think. 6 makes sense. So yeah, so that happens, and then they show then they flash to. Well, Iron Man needs to make a call to Captain America. He hasn't talked to him in years. Iron Man never ends up seeing Captain America in this movie. They never meet. They never meet at all. So that's something interesting. G. So Spider-Man ends up getting involved in that fight too, because he's on a bus and he just sees it. I think he finally has his spider sense, but it's not quite powerful enough as it is. Yeah, like it's not full spider sense, but it's coming there. It's getting there. He'll have it eventually. And I mean, if I'm being frankly honest, that new Iron Spider suit, and the only reason he got it is because Iron Man went to space because they captured Doctor Strange. And Wong just straight up left the rest of the movie, and he went back to the big house mansion place that Doctor Strange was in. So that's where he went the whole rest of the movie. And then Bruce Banner sees that Tony Stark's phone is on the ground. Tony Stark has a flip phone. I don't know why, but he does. And he picks it up and he makes a call to Captain America. So yeah, then Iron Man's in space. He's trying to get in that big circle spaceship, and he finds that Spider-Man's up there, and tells him to get back down. And Spider-Man was up there first, actually, I believe. And he tells Spider-Man to fall. Iron Man gets the armor out of his thing. He calls for it, and it comes, and it's the Iron Spider suit, and it has a parachute to take him all the way back down to Earth. But surprise, surprise, he didn't go all the way back down to Earth. He stuck around and he helped Iron Man. Not immediately. He helped him like a little bit later in the movie. This movie is so much. This video could be like half an hour long. I don't know, but yeah. So then after that, it cuts to Scarlet Witch and Vision in Scotland, and Vision's a human now because he's been evolving so much, but he still has the Mind Stone in his head. So then they go outside. They go outside, just walk around talking, and then he tells her to go back. And then they see the news, and then he needs to go back. They both want to go back. And then then Thanos' kids, a quote. I mean, he steals them from racist, but they come to kill them, and then they terribly hurt Vision. So she has to get Vision away. They have to put some like train station thing, and then Captain America emerges from behind the train with his great new beard. And then then Black Widow pops up, and then Falcon pops up. Somebody else did. Can't quite remember who it was. But yeah, that happens. So when they're all popping up, they all beat the that's when one of them dies. Yeah, that's when one of them dies. One of the those kids of Thanos. I don't know why I keep messing it up. Kids of Thanos that are working for him. That's when one of them dies. So then a little bit after that, I don't know like the exact order of things. I believe this is when Thor just slams into the front of the Guardians of the Galaxy ship, and then they take him in. They talk a little bit. Thor talks about going to a planet to get a weapon, and then he's going with. I forget who he's going with. He's going with Groot, and he's going with Rocket Raccoon. Rocket Raccoon is... Well, Rocket Raccoon is a really interesting character. At least now. Now Rocket Raccoon. If you already saw the movie. And if you're not planning on seeing the movie and you're watching this, I highly question you. But anyway. So yeah, so then that means Drax and Star-Lord and Gamora and Mantis are all going to another planet. They're going to nowhere to try to get the Reality Stone. And they're trying to get the Reality Stone. And well, I'm just gonna say they go there to look for the Reality Stone. And the Reality Stone, well, they're just thinking Thanos is just talking to the Collector. But the whole time, well, Thanos was just using the Reality Stone. He already had it, and all nowhere was on fire and destroyed. And then, well, he captures Gamora. Because Gamora kills him, but it was just the reality version of him. Like, it was a fake. And then she just gets taken, and then, like, Mantis and Drax, because of Reality Stone, I don't know, they follow the, like, squares, and then Mantis falls to Ribbon. I forget what happened to Peter Quill. Something happened to him. I don't know. I forget. But yeah, that happened. So then I believe it cuts to Captain America, Falcon, and Vision. Captain America, Falcon, Vision, Scarlet Witch, and yeah, and they end up walking back to the Avengers building, and you can see War Machine in there. Well, he's not dressed up as War Machine, but he's talking to somebody of power. I forget exactly what his title is, but he wants all of them arrested. If you've watched Civil War, you should know. All the people that I just listed walked in there. He wanted all of them arrested. So he was pretty upset when they walked in there. And then he told Rhodes, which is War Machine, to arrest them, and he said he would, and he didn't, obviously, because he wasn't going to. Because, like, he turned the thing. Now, the dude wasn't in there with Rhodes. There's like a hologram thing and showed him, and I don't know. You know, there's some advanced technology in this movie, even though Iron Man still has a flip phone. But yeah, I found that flip phone was a pretty funny bit. So then they're all talking, and they gotta talk about how to remove the stone from Vision. I believe it's the Mind Stone, and you have to look at that. I believe it's the Mind Stone. Yeah, I don't really know if it is the Mind Stone or not. I just believe it is. I'm not trying to give anybody false information. Yeah, I believe it's the Mind Stone that is in his head. Yep. It's also the biggest one. It's also the big one in the Infinity Gauntlet. That's the Mind Stone. Like, for some reason, it's bigger than all the other ones. I mean, come on. So then we cut to Spider-Man. Man, yeah. Cut to Spider-Man. And, well, cut to Spider-Man on there, and he's trying to help Iron Man. And they're trying to get Doctor Strange back. And then they fend off those other two. Spider-Man mentions aliens, and he rips open the side, sucks out one of the guys. I don't remember what happened to the other guy. Maybe they did kill him. So yeah, then he stops getting tortured. Then they have to steer that thing all the way to Titan, which is which was Thanos' home world. They went to Titan. I think they believed the stone was there. I don't remember. Actually, I think they were hoping he would come there. I think they were hoping he'd come there. So then, since that happens, then you got the Guardians of the Galaxy minus Groot and Rocket Raccoon. You got they're gonna meet up with them. That doesn't happen yet because Gamora and Thanos go to where the Soul Stone is. It's at the top of a mountain. Well, before that, he already knew that she had the stone, or she knew where it was, because she thought it was just a secret. He didn't know about it at all, but she knew where that was before Thanos knew where it was. And he was threatening to kill Nebula, who's her sister, and she was all like floating in pieces because she's a robot. And that was in wherever he was spending his time. I don't know where. I think it was another ship. So then they leave there, they go to a planet, and they walk all the way up a mountain. And then guess who the keeper of the mountain is? It's Red Skull. It's Red Skull. I cannot make that up. Red Skull is back. I knew Red Skull wasn't dead. I knew it, because in the comics he doesn't die when Captain America gets frozen in ice. He ends up coming back. So the fact that he's now some guardian of a space mountain, I guess that's pretty cool. And then he says, in order to get the Soul Stone, you gotta kill something you love the most. So then he just has tears, and then Gamora's just yelling at him. And then he just picks up Gamora and throws her off the cliff, and she slams on the ground and dies. So now Gamora's dead. So this is gonna be very, very interesting. I mean, Peter Quill didn't even have the relationship he wanted. He liked her, and well, they actually kissed in this movie. I failed to mention that, but that did happen. I was trying to leave out some minor details, but I guess it's kind of major now. Gamora's dead. She fell out on the ground, died. So then he got the soul. He woke up in a pool of water, and he got the Soul Stone, and he had almost all the stones, except the Time Stone and the Mind Stone now. So now this man's the being of power. So then he comes to Titan because he can track the stones, obviously. He comes there, you have all the Guardians are there except for Groot and Rocket Raccoon. So yeah, they're with Thor on another planet trying to get the Stormbreaker, and the Stormbreaker is the most powerful thing and the only thing that can end up killing Thanos. So there is that. So I believe if that happened first. So they need to make a weapon. Peter Dinklage is there, so that's always great. And he is taller than everybody else this time. Basically the whole planet is just dead, and the star burned out. It just doesn't work. So they had to start it up by getting Thor to like swing a ship around. It almost worked, but it didn't quite. So that means then Thor had to stand in front of a hole like this, and he had to take the power of a star, and he almost died, but he didn't quite die. So then they got the Stormbreaker mold made and all that, and there was no handle for it. So Groot had to finally put down his video games, wrap his hand around it, chop his arm off, and then Groot's arm is the handle for the Stormbreaker. So that's really cool, but they need a second one. So they should invest in making a second one. Just for the record. A second one of those, and man, you could really put some hurting on Thanos. But, yeah. That's some note of interest. And then it goes to Titan. Thanos pops up there. I think it's just Thanos. I believe he could come with any of his kids. It's just Thanos. And the first person he sees is Doctor Strange. He just walks up to him, he has a conversation with him, and then like everybody else is in hiding, and then Doctor Strange attacks him. And then the thing on his chest, the necklace thing, has the stone inside it, but he's wearing a fake, because he wears the Time Stone around his neck all the time. And he goes to battle him, and Thanos realizes he doesn't have it. He doesn't have it at all. So he just breaks that thing. He knows who Iron Man is, and, well, trust me, Thanos has a battle with him, and then they all pin him down and they get him on his knees. And then, they have to teleport Mantis in there. So now Mantis is here. Nebula's also here. Now, I don't remember how she got there. I think she just popped up. And, Mantis just has her hands on his head, trying to control his mind. So Spider-Man and Iron Man are trying to pull the gauntlet off. And they get it past the thumb. But they don't get it off, because stupid Star-Lord / Peter Quill is yelling at him where Gamora is. And he tells him that Gamora's dead, that he killed her. So then he gets super mad and punches him in the face. And then Thanos grabs the gauntlet back and just beats up everybody. He doesn't kill anybody on Titan. A lot of them die, though. That might be confusing. But a lot of them do die. So you're probably like, wait, then who's getting beat up here? They're all getting beat up, but again, a lot of them die. Just not in this fight. They die a little later on. He beats them up. Nothing new happens except the fact that having the Soul Stone made him know who Iron Man was. He knew that he was Tony Stark. He beat him up. And I thought Iron Man died. I thought he was dead, because Iron Man had a blade. He was going to go hit Thanos with the blade. He only made Thanos bleed one little drop of blood with all he did to Thanos, and he hit him with bombs. Okay, which is why I said they need to hit him with the strongest bombs there are, non-nuclear. So yeah, Iron Man tries to go to stab him. Thanos rips it off and stabs Iron Man. I thought Iron Man was dead. I thought he was dead. I thought he was going to drop to the ground and be dead. But he didn't die. Tony Stark is still alive. How that is, I don't know. And then the rest of things of note happen on Wakanda. So basically, the Black Panther's sister needs to find out a way to get the stone out of the head of Vision without killing him. And, well, they try to do that, and then Scarlet Witch has to destroy the stone afterwards. So then the battle breaks out, because, well, they have the one tribe, they have their tribe, and they have the other tribe led by, I forget what his name is, but he was the group that dressed like apes. If you remember from Black Panther, if you've seen it, they helped. And then they all tried to beat up these weird, creepy, venom-looking things. And the dome had to be open, so they didn't circle the dome. And they just all came in one area. They all fought them and what. But then Scarlet Witch had to come out of the help, because she was watching over Vision. And when she did, one of the sons of Thanos, son, not brother, they came and they beat people up. It was great. It was what I wanted. Not really at all. But, yeah, Vision had to get himself up and threw himself out the window. Then also Black Panther's sister was beat up. I don't know if she lived. Black Panther certainly didn't live. Black Panther's dead. Spider-Man's also dead. Okay, that's just to give you some insight before you get to this ending. So everybody's stuck on Titan that was on Titan, by the way. I mean, I could be teleported out of there, but not anymore. Yeah. Also, the number of people on Titan is greatly reduced during this battle in Wakanda. Titan's a whole other planet. Wakanda's just a place in Africa. So there's that. And Thanos is on the... If Thanos has all the stones and he snaps, everybody's dead. So Thanos snaps in this movie. There's some icing on my tripod. Okay, so Thanos does snap eventually. And that's, you know, after Captain America's fighting, everybody's fighting him just so they don't get the Vision. So Scarlet Witch has to blast him with her power and blast the stone in Vision's head, so she breaks the stone. But then he uses the time stone, goes back in time, beats her up, rips the stone out of Vision's head, puts it in his gauntlet. Then Thor comes out of nowhere And also Rocket and Groot help. Well, they don't. Rocket and Groot don't help beat up Thanos. But eventually, Thor comes out of the sky with a Stormbreaker, and he just slams it into Thanos' chest, and it actually does damage. It goes into his chest, and he shoves it in farther. Then Thanos is like, "You should have went for the head." And he snaps. I can't snap too good. And he only snapped with one finger. I don't know how. I can't even do that. I have to snap with my third one right here. But yeah, he snaps, and everybody starts dying. Black Panther dies. Scarlet Witch dies. You know, the list goes on. Anybody who wasn't an original Avenger died. Just regular people died too. Just some people from the army of Wakanda lived, like 3 or 4. All the original Avengers lived, and Rocket Raccoon lived, and Nebula lived. So Tony Stark and Nebula are just on this planet, and everybody's falling to ashes around him. And then Peter's like, "I don't want to die, I don't want to die, something's wrong." And then Stark tells him that nothing's wrong, and he's just on the ground, and he just turns into ashes. And then Stark's just distraught. You know, everybody's dead. And then it just goes to Thanos just sitting in a farmhouse, just kind of sitting there. Oh, before that he goes and sees, he has a vision, and he sees Gamora just as a child, and talks to him and says that he's just wrong for everything he did. And he's just sitting in a farmhouse. And all, like, the stones and the gauntlet would all just look destroyed on his hand. So yeah, and then it just fades and it ends. And then as an after credit scene, there's usually 2 or more, but there's only one. And it was after all the credits. It showed Nick Fury dying and turning into ashes. So yeah, thanks for watching. I would rate this video 8.4 out of 10. I feel like you should have had Ant-Man and Hawkeye in there. I know they were doing something else or whatever, but I feel like Ant-Man and Hawkeye should have been in there. And I don't know how they're gonna explain Ant-Man being alive, because technically in the Ant-Man and Wasp movie, they should be dead, because they weren't the original Avengers. And I don't know how the original Avengers didn't die. But if they were going for that original Avenger thing, then how did Rocket Raccoon live? How did Nebula live? Nebula's a robot. That makes a little more sense. But she lived. I don't know what to tell you. Thanks for watching. Again, I rate this like 7.4 stars. 8.4 stars. My bad. 8.4. Yeah. I rate this 8.4 stars. It was good, but you know, it could have been better. They could have done a lot of things better. But it was still very, very good. I did like A Quiet Place better than this. So yeah. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye, everybody.